Don't be afraid.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Dr. Picheny. Today I want to talk about the principles of losing wars. Particularly in America, the Biden administration reified for me the reason why we continuously lose wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Vietnam. Let me explain what I mean. Number one, we create wars in distant countries, literally thousands of miles away. Two, we create wars in countries that are geographically very hard to navigate. Vietnam was a jungle. Afghanistan were mountains. Three, we create wars with generals who've never been competent. Westmoreland was a total fiasco in Vietnam, as is General Mattis, Petraeus, and Milei in Afghanistan. Thirdly, we have presidents who never really served in the American army. For example, Biden. Biden is what we call a chicken hawk. He's been there for 43 years in the administration in all types of politics, but never really wanted to serve our country. He refused to serve 5 different times because, quote, he had asthma. The same thing can be said for LBJ, who really is a chicken hawk. He decided that he would increase the number of troops that we had to about 250,000 to 2 million, and eventually we had a result that was a disaster. 250,000 of our brave men were killed, 500,000 were wounded, and millions were killed in Vietnam. That's the same story we have in Afghanistan. We killed 2,000 to 5,000 of our soldiers, and hundreds of thousands of people were wounded, and we really didn't accomplish anything. The issue to understand is that we always have an individual in each country who is a manipulator and a sociopath. In the case of Vietnam, it was General Diem, who was so corrupt it was unbelievable. In the case of Afghanistan, we had a person who worked for me, and I was totally unimpressed by him, named Zalmay Khalilzad, an Afghani who trained at the University of Beirut, i.e. a CIA operative. And he made a total mess out of Afghanistan and was personally responsible for all the deaths that occurred and the fact that we had a failed incursion into Afghanistan. But he will never pay the price for it, because we never make sure that our presidents or our civilians or our individuals are accountable for the failures that they made. The generals that we have been a disaster. In Vietnam, it was Westmoreland, a